Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you happen to be around the world. Great to see everyone coming in the chat from all over the world today. Super excited that it is Plugin Roundup, the first Tuesday of each month here on Solid Academy. For the last 10 plus years, we've been doing this list of plugins that are newly added to or newly updated in, usually, the WordPress plugin directory. So if you are just now joining us in Zoom, open up the chat and say hello. You will find in the chat this month's plugin list, which is the PDF that I have on the screen now. I also want to remind you that tomorrow is the best of July through December. So every 6 months, we do a recap of the last 6 months of top voted plugins in each roundup. And tomorrow is that day for the last half here of 2024. Now, just a reminder, as always, we've not done thorough testing on these plugins. We just found them in the plugin directory and thought they looked interesting. And so if you decide to use any of these, just make sure that you test them like you would anything else for bugs and security, accessibility, privacy, all those things that are important before you'd actually put this on a live client site. But they're a lot of fun. So let's take a look at our list. This one actually came from, I believe, it was an office hours conversation a few weeks ago when someone asked if there was some sort of plugin that would show the top most read or most popular posts on their website. And this was what came of the discussion. It's a great little plugin called WordPress Popular Posts by Hector Cabrera. Let's take a look at this one. So basically what this plugin is going to do, as soon as you activate it, it's going to start watching your posts. Now, not in a freaky, weird kind of way, but just basically keeping account of how many views that they've had. And it's going to use that to create some very basic analytics. So you can say, what are my most popular opened read posts in the last X time frame? And it does a really good job of that. It puts it all together in a block in which, or that you can display on a post or a page, anywhere you can put a block, even in a sidebar, even with the classic, even if you're not using a block theme. So let's take a look here at WordPress Popular Posts. And I am going to need your help because we're going to need to get some quick analytics for some of the posts here. So we're going to activate WordPress Popular Posts. And what I'm going to ask everyone in the live stream to do is go here to wpnathan.com/blog and just click on some of these sample posts that we have here. Doesn't matter which ones. Let's just get some clicks so we can start to see what posts are our most popular. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go back in here to the settings, WordPress Popular Posts. And we're going to start hopefully seeing these numbers tick up. So 4, 7, click some of the ones that aren't at the top maybe. You see what's happening here is we're beginning to see how many views. We're getting a very basic graph going on here. We can say today or the last 24 hours or 7 days. So yeah, you see kind of the basic things that are happening. Now, once you start, obviously, with a much higher traffic site, you're going to get more meaningful clicks and some basic analytics as posts and pages are begin to be viewed. By the way, you can change the post type. It's manual. You got to type it in, but you can track any post type with this. Posts, pages, whatever. So kind of cool. But let's take a look here at our widget. So over here, we've got these popular posts that are starting to show up. And these are basic, they're all based here on the analytics. Never run out of ideas. Let's see here. So let's take a look at how this is set up. Now I'm going to go, this is a blog layout here in Cadence. And so I'm just going to click on the sidebar. So we're in our sidebar widget editor here. And here is the popular posts. Now I'm going to delete this and just start over again so you can see what it looks like. We're going to click our add a widget. And right here is the block for WordPress popular posts. And again, it's just a block. It can go anywhere you can put a block. But I'm going to put it here in the sidebar. And so we get to give it a title. We can decide how many we want to show. We'll say 3. Total views in the last, however long. We'll say 30 days. Why not? You can also limit it to only the items that were published within that time range. So if you've got a very popular site with content, you might want to say these are just the last week of content and how many views they've gotten and what's the best. So you can actually filter it that way, which is cool. You can show various post types. And look, it can even be multiple post types. So you do need to type exactly. It's not a select. So you would say post, page, product, whatever you want to do, you can show those right here in a comma separated list. So that's kind of cool. You can exclude by IDs, or just show certain author IDs. You can also restrict these based on the category or tag, which is nice. And here's some custom taxonomies that also show up. So you can see a lot of these, there's a lot of interesting things here. So we can shorten the title and make it only, maybe, I don't know, 50 characters long or whatever, characters, words. Let's make it maybe 7 words long at most. See, you really have a lot of options here. It's kind of cool. We can display the excerpt or not and how long it's going to be. We can show the featured image. I like that. Do we want to show how many views are there? We can do that or not. We can show the author or not, date, taxonomy, that it's there. Also, it's got these built-in themes, which are just basically canned layouts for how these posts look. And we'll just go with cards here, and you can kind of see how that looks out. Yeah, it looks kind of good. Not like that. Don't want to show the. Let's see. I don't want to show the excerpt for that. It's kind of big. Yeah. You can decide how big you want your image here as well. And look here, you can actually change the HTML output. So if we're following, this is going to be an H2, so this should probably be an H3. So let's fix that. So before the title, after the title, we can also add, items just to output here. If we want to add something here or blah, 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 we can show that. Just a lot of flexibility in how this works. Here's the actual output of the post. So yeah, you have full control over all of this. I'm pretty excited about this one. Very, very customizable way, an easy way to output your top content right there. And then now this one's been around a while. We just found this one a couple, maybe 2 weeks ago or so during the office hours, but it's got 200,000 active installs. So it's been around a while, and there are folks using this. This is pretty good plugin. It's been around a while. It's already at version 7. It was recently updated. But anyway, this one is WordPress Popular Posts by Hector Cabrera. A pretty darn good little plugin, I will say. And again, it's not just for a sidebar. This is a block. So you could put this on any place you can put a block. You can add this content. So, all right, questions or comments on this one? Pretty good way to kick things off, I would say. WordPress Popular Posts. All right, let's move on down the list to search modal block. So I kind of like this one. This is a way to quickly add a search modal, meaning a modal window that pops up with search. And it is accessibility. It's designed with accessibility in mind. Accessibility ready in the description. I find it very accessible. It's keyboard navigable. It has ARIA labels that are customizable. Pretty good. So let's go in and activate this plugin. Lesson number 1 here on the plugin roundup is always activate the plugin before you use it. It's a helpful tip. So now once it's there, I'm going to go actually back here into the customizer. It does add a block, so it can go anywhere. Again, anywhere a block can go, this can go. So let's actually, this is our just basic out of the box cadence layout with the WordPress search widget here. So let's go in here and let's remove this standard search widget, and let's add before. Let's add, of course it did that. Hang on, let's get rid of that. It adds the here. Search block modal. Boom. That puts it at the bottom. We'll move it to the top. There we go. So this is going to give us our block. And here's our settings. So the placeholder text, not showing. That's interesting. Oh, show label. There we go. Okay, let's just get it out there. So we're going to add this little search block right there to the top of our menu. And when we click it, we get this nice modal that has all the information that we want. So this, again, it is, I'm going to just click up here and notice where we are here. Interestingly, it skipped my sidebar as I am navigating. Maybe it comes, there it is. So it goes from here to here. For some reason, the sidebar in the tab order is after the posts, which is interesting. I guess that's right. So I'm just going to click enter, return, and it, perfectly keyboard navigable. So I'm just using my keyboard here, and it works really well. So this is pretty cool little block. You can put that wherever you want to put a block. It is very easy to customize with CSS. There's not a lot of options in the plugin UI, but there are very clear divs and buttons, and everything is the way it should be here as well. So, and you can also see your ARIA label. Everything is the way it should be for accessibility. So it's pretty nice little search add-on there that can go wherever you want to put it. So that is search modal block. Any questions or comments about that one? All right. Well, let us move down to the next one, which we featured here a long time ago. And I'm adding this plugin back because it's been a long time since we talked about it. And there's an add-on that I want to show you. It is called Simple History. Now, this one came up last month in our starter site course for our members as something I'm recommending that you use on sites that you manage for clients. And it's super important because this is an audit trail of everything that happens on the site. In the past, we've recommended the Stream plugin for this. There's a link to it here. It's also very good, but the improvements that have been made in Simple History recently, in the last year or two, have just, in my mind, it puts it above Stream. And one of the main reasons is the Stream audit sometimes it's very vague on what actually happened. I find Simple History a lot better. So let's just activate this, or I think it's already active. Yes, because I wanted a history to show you. So first of all, you'll find it here on the dashboard. Oh, look at that. There's a dashboard widget for our popular posts. That's kind of nice. So here's our Simple History dashboard widget. And look at this. Wow. I just changed the data in that widget block, the search modal, and it put all the stuff in there for me. Like even the values that change. That's pretty amazing. But look at all the things that it shows that have happened here on the site. You can search. Like if I want to find, did somebody deactivate a plugin? I can search for deactivate. Oh, look at that. Boom. Shows all of that. Now, this is just here in the dashboard widget. You get a better view here on the Simple History page. It's just bigger. I can also say, show me anything that Chris did on the site. Search. Boom. There's everything Chris did. Show me anything Chris did that contained installed. Boom. Look at that. It's just a much nicer history audit than Stream is. I really, really like this one. Heather is asking, how does this compare to WP Activity Log? I've never used that one, Heather. It might be, you just have to put them head to head and see which one you like better. I don't have any direct experience with WP Activity Log. So Melanie used this just yesterday to discover that a user deleted a Gravity form and replaced it with an Aveda form. Awesome. So pretty nice. And you get this little stats grid. I'm not sure how helpful that would be, but this log is just so much nicer to deal with than other things, than Stream, for example. All right. Now, if you are a beaver-builder user, I know there are many of you on this live stream today. There's an add-on that I want you to take a look at. Oh, by the way, before I go any further, the Simple History plugin is freemium, and they monetize their work by selling add-ons, and there are some really good ones, like log retention, IP addresses, mapping where the user who caused the history log actually is. There's a WooCommerce logger as well, and there's some additional developer tools that will like add cron jobs and things. You can really add to this, and this is how they make their money. So pretty cool. Andrew is asking, does it cause any slowing of the site? I don't believe so. That's something you definitely want to test. This, again, it falls into the category of, have we thoroughly tested this plugin for all the things? No, but I'm using it in my base site, and I am pretty confident of the code quality, and I haven't noticed any slowdowns. I know Melanie, she says there in the chat, she's been using it for a while. I don't believe it's slowing anything down. Now, is a site with Simple History faster than a site without? I mean, probably to some millisecond, you know, it's not a super heavy plugin that's going to drag down your site. Hopefully that answers that question. All right. Now, what really excites me about Simple History is this add-on called Simple History beaver-builder add-on. We use beaver-builder as an agency. I know many of you do as well. And I want to show you this add-on, which is superb if you use beaver-builder. So let's add, I think it's already active. Let me just make sure. Yes. Okay. It's already active. Now check this out. Let's just go into, I've got a sample beaver-builder page. Oh, wait. Would be helpful also if beaver-builder was active. So let's do that. And now we can go into our page and let's just move a couple things around. So this is just a thrown in beaver-builder page where let's just add an exclamation point here. Let's change, or let's add a little bit of text. And let's just save this for now. And watch what we get now when we look at the history. Look at this. Here's what the beaver-builder add-on does. Look, we did, this user, me, did something in the text editor module. What did I do? It's this one right here. So it's 3 rows down and this one. So you can, it actually shows a visual representation of where the module on the page exists. And what did I do? Oh, look, it even gives me like a revision diff, a before and after. So it highlights, oh, I added this to that text module. Oh, I also updated this heading. Notice it's the heading above the text module. And here's the diff. I added the exclamation point. Isn't that cool? So now you see why I'm a little excited about this. Like if you're a beaver-builder user, this one is pretty nice. And again, this plugin's actually been around a while. We've talked about it years ago, but I fell off of using it because we moved to Stream as a site audit log keeper plugin. And I'm re-excited now about Simple History, particularly with this beaver-builder add-on. We're having more and more clients that are logging into their sites and making edits now, much more than in the past. So that's it. That's Simple History. And then the beaver-builder add-on. Yes, and this one is highly used as well. Simple History is highly used. Been around a while. It's got a good following. Yep. Oops. 200,000 users. Last update a week ago. Pretty good. All righty. Any other questions or comments on either one of these, Simple History or the pretty darn cool beaver-builder add-on? Okay. Well, let's keep going, shall we? Let's move to this one, which is called Admin Compass. Admin Compass. Now, this is one that the author says it is in open beta. So they are in active development. They're going to be adding features, and you might hit a bug or two. This is one to watch and maybe play with, particularly when you're building a site. You may find this to be very, very helpful. The idea is, well, especially if you like keystroking your way around the world and you are a keyboard macro type person, to avoid mouse clicks, I think you're really going to like this for WordPress. We've seen things like this before. There's some commercial products out that do things like this, but this one's free and it works pretty well. So when Admin Compass is active, you get this search icon in the top, and you can click it with your mouse if you want, and you just start typing, add whatever, and you can keyboard navigate and go right to the place. Now, there's also a hotkey, Control-Shift-F, and it is Control on Mac as well, Mac or PC. So Control-Shift-F also opens up that modal where you can start to add or start to type whatever it is that you want. And just mouse, instead of having the mouse around, you can keyboard your way around. So this is Admin Compass. It's very simple. At this point, they are adding some additional things, very minimalistic, lightweight, and with a nice little hotkey, Control-Shift-F to open it up. Super cool. Could be something that you use, again, as you're clicking around a site, developing the site. Pretty neat. So any questions, comments about Admin Compass? Maybe one to play with. Q, is it only for the dashboard? Yes, it is for the dashboard. I say that. I don't believe it works on the front end of the site. Well, sure enough, it does. Yeah, you can actually navigate on the front end. No, it goes to the back end. It goes to the back end editor, but it does work on the front end. So I didn't notice that when I was playing around with it the other day. Interesting. And yes, like Chris is saying, it does find specific content like you just saw. What was that blog post? Essentials. If I can type. Yeah, so it found in the title of this post the word. And if I use my keyboard to hit return, it takes me to edit that post. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Other questions? Ben is waiting for the voice compass. That'd be nice. Hey, it's probably coming. Other questions or comments about Admin Compass? Could be a lot of fun. Q, how does it work with? I don't know how it would work with screen readers. That's a good question. You'd have to test that. All right, next up on the list is a plugin called Agency Toolkit. Now, this, if you're familiar, in the past, we've covered a really excellent plugin called Admin and Site Enhancements. This is also one we recommended last month in the starter site course, and they had a Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal. I think it's still active. I think it's through the end of the year for their pro version, which I've personally purchased. We're using admin and site enhancements on all our sites. This is a similar plugin to that. Like, it's a bundle of snippets that you can toggle on and off. And it does some different things, and I actually like it. So let's take a quick look here at Agency Toolkit. There we go. All right, so let's take a look. Now, and I'll tell you, normally I don't like these notices that plugins leave up here, but this kind I do because it's really hard sometimes to find the settings page of a plugin that you just activated. This one, however, does add a top-level menu item. So let's take a look. First, we're going to start off with, hey, I can do all the stuff on one site and export it and import it to other sites. Automatically a plus for me. Let's take a look at some of the other things. So yeah, test thoroughly. So do we want to, we can limit who has access to this page by only certain users. So that's pretty cool. And it can be multiple users, by the way. I can say Chris and me, and it does that. It has a maintenance mode built in, which is nice. Do I want to change the footer? Yeah, look down here. I already did. Agency name, WP Nathan, URL, help right there. So it changes this information of the WordPress footer. That's kind of nice. Do we want to add a agency logo or a logo of some sort on the WordPress login screen? So you can choose that from the media library. Do you want to do a show environment indicator in the admin bar? I like this a lot. This is a really good reason to use this plugin, because how many of you have ever thought you were doing something in a staging environment and I'm on the live site? I'm sure none of you have made that mistake. None of you would ever make a mistake like that. I, however, have done that. So this helps you. So you can say, I want to toggle this on for me. And if the host name, like you could say, dev dot whatever, or whatever, it's the host name, you can make this yellow color. So let me just turn this on and save it. And you'll see that up here, it tells me I'm in a staging environment. I like this a lot. So that's kind of cool. It does have some security functions as well, like disabling the theme and plugin editor. A lot of these things are in other plugins like Solid Security, or you can do code snippets. So, turning off the generator that outputs the version of WordPress in the source code. So just a bunch of different settings here that are pretty cool. Also have some performance settings like limiting post revisions, disabling emoticons. A lot of these things you'll recognize also in admin site enhancements and some of the code snippets I've shared with you in the past. You can also deal with email notifications here. So do you want to disable admin emails? Yes, like this stops new user emails and password change and WordPress update notifications from happening. Do I want to, this is cool, globally change the email sender. So this allows you to put in website@domain.com so that if somebody adds a new form, it doesn't go to the wrong address, or it goes by default to the email address at settings in general, which may not be authorized on the site or the same domain and create sending issues. Anyway, this lets you globally update that email sender. Do I want to disable the prompt for admin email as you set one up, you have to validate it. Just lots of different suggestions here. This is the agency toolkit. And let's see here. Yeah. And at the end, when you're done, you can export your settings and import those to another site. So pretty cool. Some pretty nifty little settings here. Questions or comments about agency toolkit? It's kind of neat. Particularly like that environment indicator. All right, let's roll on down the list to this one, which I will say, when we take a look at the first list of plugins that might make it into the Roundup, I will say that this category of plugin is one that there's a lot of out there. People have created little calculators for loans, and I just don't find them very useful. However, I will say that this one, although I was suspicious, this one actually turns out to be probably the best mortgage calculator I've ever seen for WordPress. So if you work with financial professionals, this might be the kind of thing you'd want to add to their site just to have a tool there for their users. Let me show you how good this is. So it is Ultimate Loan and Mortgage Calculator. And let me go to the page where it lives. All right. So this one's really, really nice. So these are the default values, $100,000 loan at 6.25%. Let's put our down payment at $20,000 or 20%. It's going to be a 30-year typical loan. And look at that. It's automatically calculating the difference. Look at that. Lets you know how often you want to pay fortnightly. That's interesting. When's the first payment and so forth. And right here, the amortization schedule. So you can click this and it will give you the output of the full amortization schedule until that balance hits $0. Isn't that cool? So for free, especially, this is a pretty darn nice mortgage calculator, I will say. Can you change the currency? Why, yes, you can. You can go right back here to, where is the settings for this? Oh, wait a minute. Is it? No, it's a short code. Here we go back into the place of where does it live in the settings? Maybe they have a link on the plugin. Ultimate. Nope. Okay, now I got to go. Where in the world? Oh, it's right here. That's a top level menu item. Loan and mortgage. So here, look at this. You can change the currency. So many, just about all the currencies are here. We also have some basic settings on, like, for the title, who it goes to when they submit their information. Do we have a privacy policy and terms? Do we want to show those or not? The defaults go here. Some very basic styling. Yeah, so you have pretty much all you need to make this work. So we could change, for example, our basic currency to euro. And it works. Boom. Just like that. So that is the ultimate loan and mortgage calculator. And for once, I don't really disagree with somebody using ultimate in the title of the plugin. It's probably the best one like this that I've seen. Yep. Other questions or comments? Q, can it reverse calculate? I don't think so. Not out of the box. All right. Well, let's keep going. Next one up. Okay. SolidWP has released Stellar Pay, which is a Stripe connector for WooCommerce. And you might say, why would I use Stellar's WooCommerce connector when WooCommerce has a Stripe WooCommerce connector that it's, why not just use the one that comes with Woo? Well, major difference. There are some things about Stellar Pay that you might really appreciate it. So let's see here. Like Melanie says, to support SolidWP, also a good idea. But take a look under the hood here at Stellar Pay. Now, if you're familiar with the WooCommerce Stripe plugin, it's a very simple, you click the button, you install it. It's got a little thing under payments. Not a lot of settings there. Doesn't need it. It just kind of works. Stellar Pay is different, and it's a good different. As soon as I find it. Here we go. All right, so let's go into Stellar Pay. I'm going to deactivate this because that yellow bar is going to bug me. All right, so let's take a quick look right here at Stellar Pay. You get a beautiful dashboard. Now, this might, if you've used WooCommerce Payments, this might remind you of the very nice, actually, WooCommerce Payments dashboard. The difference is, with WooCommerce Payments, you lose the actual Stripe account. Like, it's not an actual Stripe account that you can log into and deal with in Stripe and so forth. Stellar Pay connects to your actual Stripe account, just like the WooCommerce connector connects to your Stripe account, but it still gives you all this nice analytics right here at on the top. So, which is really cool. The other thing, and this is going to blow you away. Stellar Pay gives you subscriptions built in for free. So if you're familiar with WooCommerce, the WooCommerce subscriptions plugin is, what is it now, $300 a year or something like this? It's built in. So you can actually go into a product here, and I've got a simple one set up as a test subscription. And right here, is it a one-time payment? Is it subscription payment? Oh, and look, Stellar Pay even supports installment plans as well. So this is really, really cool. And it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Now, Are they making something on the back end? There's probably an affiliate deal they have with Stripe. I have no idea. I'm speaking out of complete ignorance. I would imagine most of these connectors have some sort of affiliate deal with Stripe. Doesn't cost you anything though, so what does it matter? Yeah, so this is really neat. And you can choose the frequency of billings. I want this to be done every 2 days. $100 every 2 days is what I want, please. And the number of times they'll be charged, boom. Pretty cool. So this is something I would play around with. It is very, very easy to connect. It's just the, click and confirm in Stripe. I don't want to do that live because I don't want to disclose some of the other things in Stripe that I have in that account, but it just connects right over. Simple to do. You have a nice chart of payouts, knowing how those are going to go. Yeah, list of subscriptions that have happened, payments that have happened. So you can see a lot of the things that you might go to Stripe for. But if you have a problem, you can actually go into a real Stripe account. Jeffrey, donations. Yes, absolutely. It's a great use case for that. So it was just released a couple weeks ago. It's definitely something I would take a look at and play with. See how it works for you. I like it a lot. I'm pretty impressed with it. So now, and by the way, when we talk about subscriptions, this is likely not going to support a membership. And the difference being subscriptions is the collection, like a membership plugin is subscription payments plus access controls related to the subscription. So this is subscriptions. It's not going to do access controls. Although, honestly, WooCommerce is so extendable that you can probably build your own with some simple code. So that is it. All of these plugins are in the plugin list, which I've just dropped in the chat once again. So that is StellarPay. You can just Google it. Also, there's a nice page on StellarWP website about StellarPay. I'm pretty impressed. Melanie, you're right. You'd want to test that. But yeah, if there's a membership, if your membership plugin works through WooCommerce, it should work just fine. Cool. Yeah, this is one that I think next year, I'm working on now a list of courses for next year. I think maybe fairly early in the year, at least first half of the year for sure, we'll do something where it'll be a build it type webinar where we use StellarPay to maybe build a membership site or something like that. Be pretty fun. All right. That is StellarPay. Any other questions or comments on that one? I'm particularly impressed by StellarPay this month. All right, let's move down the list. How many of you use MU plugins like I do? That was a big feature in our starter site course last month. Here is a plugin that allows you to manage your MU plugins on a website. Let's take a look at this. So what this is going to allow you to do is, well, what it does first is give to your MU plugins the activation and deactivation features that typical WordPress plugins have. Now you say, why would I even want to do that? Well, if you're trying to debug a site, like we might have been in the last week or so, and you're trying to figure out what's causing this issue for whatever, if you've got MU plugins with some code in there, well, you've got to go through your file manager or SFTP or whatever and move those MU plugins out so that you can, not have to deal with that code, to make sure that that code isn't what's causing your problem. This plugin lets you do it from within the WordPress dashboard. It is must use manager light. Let's activate this. All right, so right here, notice we have a must use plugin. It's just the simple custom shortcodes plugin that I gave you in last month's course. And notice right here, I can deactivate it, download it, or delete it. That's pretty darn cool. So we can actually deactivate that plugin. And even though it is a PHP file in the MU plugins folder, it is not active on the site. So this is really helpful for debugging. So you can activate it right here again. You can download the file or you can delete the plugin altogether. Pretty neat. Sue is asking, is there an option for who can use it. And no, this is just if you can use plugins, then you can use this. So probably editor and higher. So I've got some sort of conflict happening. I wonder if it's this plugin. That's interesting. I didn't notice this earlier. Look at that. It has to do with Stellar Pay. Huh. Anyhow, so this works really well. Deactivate our plugin. There may be some issue with this plugin in Stellar Pay. This shouldn't be happening. It's really weird. Interesting. Well, isn't that interesting? Look at this. Here in our list, 0 must-use plugins. But when I activate it, 1 MU plugin. Yeah, interesting. So I find this to be really helpful in the case where you're trying to debug a website. This is obviously not one you'd want to use on every website, but I think it could be certainly helpful in the debugging scenario. Also, just a little trivia tidbit on this plugin. The author actually wrote this plugin to be able to upload MU plugins onto a site. Now, I think that's a bad idea for a number of reasons, but that behavior is actually outside of the WordPress plugin guidelines. You cannot upload code like that through a plugin. They just won't let you do that. So he had to take that out. But if you want that, if you want that functionality, you can do it right here from the author's website. This is a direct link to the full plugin. That's why this one's called Must Use Manager Lite. That's in the plugin directory. If you want the full one where you can upload an MU plugin directly right there through the plugin, you can do that. But anyway, I think it's a bad idea because if the site crashes because your code is wonky, then you can't get back into it. It's just not a good idea. So that is Must Use Manager Lite. Questions or comments on that one? I think it's interesting. All right, let's move down to the last regular plugin of the roundup, and that is Noted by my buddy Kyle Van Dusen from the admin bar. Noted is a really cool plugin that you might actually start to use right away. How many of you have seen Noted already? There's been some talk going around about it here recently. I think it was announced a couple of weeks ago. Pretty cool. So let's activate Noted, and look what you get here at the top. There is a admin bar item called Noted, and you click it, and hey, let's add a note. So why would you want to do this? Well, this is a way for you to add notes to yourself, documentation, ideas. Why did I do this? When did I do this? That sort of thing. Right here within WordPress, it is an internal custom post type is the way this is set up. But you can go back and look at all your notes. Look at that. Tells you when it was added, by whom. It also supports basic markup, headings and bullets and so forth. So it's basic markup or markdown. Anyway, just very basic, but it does work. So you could add some bullets if you wanted to. Pretty nifty. I do not believe you can customize colors or anything like that. The purpose of this plugin is to just leave yourself notes about various things. Can you share it with others? That is a good question. Let's see if I switch over to, let's add a plugin to switch users. If I can spell correctly. Oh, it was already there. All right, let me switch over to Chris's user here. And if I go into Noted, yep, it's there. So I believe it is for admins. Yep. So it's Only admin users, but it's a shared bank of notes. So these aren't private. These are for all the administrators of a site to be able to see. Ben, if the plugin is deactivated, the content is not lost. Correct. Well, yes, because you just saw it. I activated it, and what I had put in there the other day was still there. Correct. So pretty neat. How many times have you logged into a site and forgotten why you did something? Might be nice to add yourself a note to remind you. Developer notes and such. All right, so that is Noted, a particularly useful plugin from Kyle Van Duzen. Does deleting it remove the notes? I don't know. Let's try it and see. I'm going to bet it doesn't. Okay, so it's deleted. Let's add it back. Tell me why, when you search for Noted exclamation point, a maintenance plugin is the first plugin in the list. It's crazy. All right, so we've added it back, and oh, nope, they're still there. So deleting the plugin does not remove the notes. So it does not clean up after itself if it's deleted. This is but version 1. There are a number of feature requests out there on the support forum. All right, any other questions, comments about this one? Good stuff. Exactly. Can't have it all. It's for free. All right. Folks, it is December, which means, as it is every year, time for us to go up into the attic, open up the boxes, and bring down the contents of the plugin Roundup Holiday Plugin Power Pack. Can we all have a round of applause, please, for the Holiday Plugin Power Pack? This is my favorite part of the year when it comes to the plugin Roundup. So we have a collection of really awful plugins for you this year. If you want to holiday up your WordPress site, this is the way to do it. Yes, so these are mostly centered around Christmas. And I did look again, Sue, for anything that was Hanukkah related, a menorah, anything like this. Couldn't find it, wasn't there, which is sad. But we do have several that are simply winter based. So, and some that are just all over the place with holidays. So this is a great way to completely destroy your website for the holiday season, or, give your client something fun to look at. We're going to start off with a new plugin for this year that is but a Griswold level 1. Now, we are rating all of the holiday plugins this year on the Griswold scale, as in past years. And this is, of course, in reference to the great Clark Griswold of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And we will begin here with Floating Stars, just a 1 on the Griswold level here. It is a very simple plugin, new for this year, that adds just very basic floating stars to your WordPress website. That's it. That's all it does. There's no settings. You want to change the color of the stars? Too bad. No, you can't make them all white. What are you kidding? It's a Griswold level 1. Can I add more stars? Nope. No settings. Can you make them bigger? No. You're stuck with what it's got. So there you go. That is Floating Stars. Oh, but Griswold level 1, that is it. Let's move on, shall we? To something a little more interesting. This is Christmas or Xmas lights. So Xmas, I'm going to deactivate Floating Stars just so I don't give myself some sort of fit. Xmas lights are right there. Now, this one's been around for a little while, and it's actually better. It doesn't like the WordPress admin bar, so I'm going to go to the site in an unlogged in browser. That's kind of, this is an old classic. It's the old-fashioned Christmas string lights right there. We've done this, I think, since the very first plugin Power Pack many years ago, and this is a classic. It just looks nice, and it hangs right there. and it doesn't stay on the screen. Does it work on mobile? I think so. Yes, look at that. It even works on mobile-ish. So there you go. It's simple. It's an old-fashioned, pretty little classic string of Christmas lights, and it earns the Griswold level of 2. It's just a very simple plugin, right? Okay, let's move on down to the next one. This one we featured for the first time last year, and it's been improved for 2024. This is a Griswold level 3 to 6, depending on which settings you select. Could even maybe bump up to an 8, if I'm honest. So somewhere between 3 and 6 with the potential for an 8. This is weather effect. So let's deactivate this one. And let's reactivate weather effect and take a look at the glory of this plugin. Setting, no, where is it? And we're weather effect. There it is. All right. So first, we need to enable the effect. And what do we want? Do we want Christmas or weather? We'll start with Christmas. Do we want a Christmas effect? What do you all want? Well, we can have all of these things if we want. This is where the Griswold level starts to rise, because you can have all of these things falling. Let's just save this setting, and you can preview on the back end, which is kind of nice. And oh my goodness gracious, many, many, many things falling from the ceiling here. It's a little much, so we can turn off maybe some of the things. Let's just have the Christmas ball. And that would preview, and we're only going to get, what did I leave on? Oh, also Christmas candy. Yeah. So you can choose with all these things, how many, the speed. Let's have a bunch, right? Let's have a bunch. And save, preview. Yeah. So we're raining Christmas balls here. As you can see, the Griswold level exponentially goes up. So you can have some or all of these things. But we can also choose a really nice snowfall effect. That's what you saw when we previewed just a moment ago. And this is kind of a nice snowfall effect. It's very subtle, right? But we can completely bump up the number of snowflakes and quickly have a much heavier snowfall. That's actually still pretty classic and nice. I do like that. It is pretty neat. Do I want shadows? Yes or no? Do I want show the fall shadow? Yes, I do. We can have many, many snowflakes. And if you want something larger, just select this one, and you can make it gigantic snowballs if you like. Now we get just a whole variety of gigantic snowballs falling. So anyway, you see what can happen here. It's got a whole bunch of different settings that you can choose. Now, let's do this. Notice here that this is not only a Christmas end of the year holiday season, this could also be Halloween. Wow, let's have ghosts falling on our page for Halloween. Look at this. Oh, scary ghosts. So anyway, got a lot of options here. Also Valentine's Day, New Year, etc. Let's do a Valentine heart. Ooh, that's ugly. That's not even a heart. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that something? Okay, anyway, that is weather effect. Can be a very simple snowfall all the way up to full Griswold level 6 or higher, depending on your choices. Well, let's move on to our next one, deactivating weather effect, and moving on to Pimp My Site Xmas Edition. Yeah. All right, let's activate this plugin. So this one, actually, the settings they've improved, strangely enough. They've improved the settings from last year. It's pretty nice. Here's what it looks like on the front end. This one doesn't like the admin bar either. Let's go to, well, I don't want to go to the admin side. Come on. There we go. So these stay in place. You're changing my mouse is now a tree frond, and I have some snow. Do you get to change? No, it's like you get what they give you. That's it. Do I want to choose another preset? Well, sure. Let's take a look at what they've got here. You can pay money to unlock the free version if you would like. Let's take a look at another one of these. Let's just choose this snowy ice one here, and we will save that. So this is an all-in-one. You get what you get right there. So there you have it. Does it work on mobile? I don't know. Probably. Whoop, I chose the wrong thing. Let's see. There. Yes, it works on mobile. Interesting. So there you go. And so Bert is saying it's a shame it hasn't been updated in 2 years. This is not the kind of plugin that you're looking at for updates. Like some of these haven't been updated in 7 years because nobody's using them. They've been, they were released 10 years ago. They have 5 users. It's anyway, that is Pimp My Site Christmas edition. Let's keep going, shall we? This is probably my favorite Christmas plugin of the Roundup. Winter holidays with the Happy Snowman. How many of you remember Happy Snowman? This one just always makes me smile. It is quite funny. This is if Microsoft Clippy and Olaf from Frozen had a baby, you would get the Happy Snowman. So here's Happy Snowman. Oh, womp womp. Did I not activate it? Oh, no. Got to activate the plugin. Here we go. And boom, there he is. Happy Snowman. Do you want him to be in a different place? Too bad. You want him to be bigger? You're out of luck. You get what you get, and you will like it. That is the Happy Snowman bouncing there at the top of your screen. Does it work on mobile? I don't know. Yes, it works on mobile. Does it get in the way of the mobile menu? Also, yes. If you want people to click your mobile menu, you're out of luck. You're just too bad. But you have a Happy Snowman. Your site is completely unbrowsable, but you have a Happy Snowman. There you go. Griswold level 8 because, oh my goodness. All right, let's keep going. Deactivate Mr. Snowman. And let's go down to another popular favorite for many years here is Christmas Panda. Christmas Panda right here. Christmas Panda, of course, has its own top level menu item. This is where we get into the ugly factor of these. So what do we want? Choose your holiday decoration right there. It is. Do we want that on the top or the bottom? Is it sticky or not? We'll just save that. Take a look and boom, you get this. Does it overlap the rest of your content? What are you kidding? It's called Christmas Panda. It stays there and this is what you get. Also, you get snowfall. Would you like snowfall? Sure. Let's turn on snowfall. And you get these gigantic snowflakes. Can you control the size of them? No, you cannot, but you will like it. And here is our snowfall coming down here. These are actually pretty. I do like those. They're pretty giant also as well. This is also the, do you want a pop-up? Well, yes, I want a pop-up. And I'm going to put a pop-up of, I don't know, how about a Christmas ball? And it's going to go to the bottom right-hand corner of the website. And we will activate. And boom, it's massive and huge. Can I click anything on the other side of it? No, of course not. But it's there. How does it look on mobile? It's massive on your mobile device. Do you want people to read your site? Sorry, you have a giant Christmas ball there on your site, though. It's certainly festive. It's completely impractical. Karen wonders, do people really use these? I don't know. Let's take a look. My guess is the install base is less than 100 for Christmas Panda. 600 installs of this plugin that are active today, right now. I am shocked by this. Okay, one more. If you thought Christmas Panda was something, then you have never been with us for the reveal of the worst and best Christmas plugin of them all. It is called Christmasify. Oh my goodness, Christmasify. This one is Griswold in a box, Griswold level 10. let's hear it for Christmasify. I love the settings. You know, I wonder what the install base of this one is. I'm just very curious. Oh, it's updated. It says 2,000 active users, y'all. Oh my. How about that? Okay. Well, let's take a look at what this one gives to us, shall we? So do you want snowflakes? Yes. How many snowflakes? Well, let's just go with medium snowflakes. Okay, which is just medium snowfall, nothing outrageous. There we go. All right, nice little. Okay, okay. How about a snowstorm? Do we get a lot of storm? It's going to be a lot of snowflakes. Yeah, well, yeah, yep, a lot of snowflakes coming in. How about beyond insanity? Are we going to have snow? Why, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, we have snow. There it all is. And it's falling all at once. Isn't that something? Can I click this button? Yes, I can still click the button even through the snowfall. Do we want the snow to fall slow or fast? Let's have fast snow that's beyond insanity. And there it goes. Holy cow, that's a lot. There we go. Excellent. Okay. Do you want your snow more classy? Well, yes, of course I want my snow more classy. Classy apparently is round. So there you go. I'm going to turn this back just a little bit, just so I can keep my sanity. All right. So this is a more acceptable snowfall level. Okay. Would you like music? Well, yes, of course I would like music. I would like Jingle Bells, please. And right here, it will add down here at the bottom a player for Jingle Bells, which I forgot to share my audio. That's horrible. I forgot to share my audio, so you can't hear this delightful 8-bit Jingle Bell MP3 that's playing. And yes, you can activate this to turn on and off at certain dates and times, which is nice. All right, let's keep going here. Would you like a flying Santa? Yes, a flying Santa would be awesome. So let's add that. And in just a moment, it takes him a few seconds to get here, but very soon Santa will fly across the screen. There he is, coming with his animated reindeer and sleigh, just waving at you with his giant nose. There he goes, Santa Claus right there. Oh, and he fades away. Isn't that nice? Would you like Christmas decorations for images? Well, yes, of course I would. I want you to add Christmas decorations to all my images. Right there they are. Little holiday Christmas corner art there for all your images automatically across your website. Also, would you like Christmassy headings? Well, I believe I would. Thank you very much. And we're going to get a really interesting script for our headings now. H1s and H2s are now this funky, apparently Christmassy font right there. Yes, absolutely. I can also say I only want this on the homepage because, you know what? We're not crazy. We just like a little Christmas decoration. We're going to put it on the homepage only, but it won't go to the rest of our site. So that, my friends, is Christmasify, the full Griswold level 10. And Ben would like to know, is it good for accessibility? No, Ben, it is not. It is horrible for accessibility. But go for it, right? You should test all of these plugins for security and code quality and accessibility. So go for it. Let us know how that works out for you. All right, folks, that is the holiday plugin Roundup Power Pack. For several years now, we've been doing this on the Solid Academy. Plugin Roundup, and it's always a lot of fun. Yes, there you go. So let's wrap up, shall we, with the vote. I should have done this earlier because now you're all of these wonderful holiday plugins have filled your head and you've forgotten the excellent, great plugins that we talked about earlier. Please, no holiday plugins in the Roundup list. We know we like them all, so it's just not even fair to the other plugins. So please, one vote only for your favorite plugin, regular plugin of the Roundup. And once again, we will be doing the best of plugin Roundup tomorrow at 1 o'clock Central Time, and we'll take these votes into account. So let's look. Noted. Yep, noted. Stellar Pay. Simple History, Noted, Stellar Pay, and Simple History. Those are our top three. Noted, far and away the best. Simple History and Stellar Pay, probably close. Probably Stellar Pay by a nose, a big Santa nose, if we had to guess. All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much for hanging out with me for the last, oh my goodness, it's 8 minutes after. We went a little long today, but it was worth it, right? Where else can you find a massive, insane snowfall on your WordPress website than right here on the Plugin Roundup? All right, that's going to do it for us. Please join us tomorrow as we have a much more relevant webinar as we look at the best of the best plugins from our roundups from July through December of 2024. See you back here tomorrow for that here on Solid Academy, where we go further together.